All right, what's going on, guys? Mr. C here with lesson 8.6. We're going to be solving rational equations today. This is our last section of chapter 8, and it's going to be kind of a shorter lesson today, so we probably won't do a 2-day lesson. Might just give you a little bit more homework than I normally would for one of the sections, and we'll call it there. So 8.6, let's go ahead and get into it. So these are going to be kind of involved problems, so we'll do one together. Will be solved. So these are equations, so we are solving, trying to figure out what value of x is going to make this statement true. We have x over x minus 3 plus x over x plus 3 is equal to 2 over x squared minus 9. So this is going to be a little bit different than our steps to just adding or subtracting individually. First thing we're going to want to do is factor, if we can, any of the denominators, which this over here can factor, which will give us an x over x minus 3 plus x over x plus 3 is equal to 2 over x minus 3 times x plus 3. Okay, that's that side in factored form. Now, here's how we want to think about solving these rational equations. So, we want to cancel all of the x's, pretty much everything in the denominator we want to get canceled. So we're going to be multiplying both sides of our equation by something, okay? So the way we find that something, okay, think about it this way. It's like I'm distributing across the equation, multiplying both sides of the equation by, well, I want to cancel an x minus 3, so I should be multiplying by x minus 3. Okay, I also want to cancel an x plus 3, so I should also multiply by an x plus 3. Okay, now over here I want to cancel this x minus 3, but since I'm already multiplying by x minus 3, I don't need to write another one. And I want to cancel this x plus 3, and since I'm already multiplying by that, I don't need to write another one. So it kind of works like this. These two factors are distributing across this term, and this term on the other side of my equation. And how it works is if I distribute these both across this term, the x minus 3's are going to cancel, okay? And the only thing that will be left is the x plus 3 times x. So this next step is going to look like x times x plus 3. Okay. Then if we distribute these two across this term, x over x plus 3, the x plus 3's will cancel. You'll be left with plus x times x minus 3. Okay. Then if you factor these two terms across this term, both cancel, and you're just left with 2. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Again, see what we need to cancel by, multiply through each part of your equation. Basically, whenever anything's separated by a plus or minus or an equal sign, that's like a new term right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Distribute this across. And basically, these will cancel, x minus 3's, and you'll be left with the x plus 3. X plus 3's will cancel, and both will cancel here. So this is an equation hopefully we can solve. It looks like it's going to end up being a quadratic. Let's see what happens. Distribute that x. We have an x squared plus 3x plus x squared minus 3x is equal to 2. That is going to give me a 2x squared plus 3x minus 3x is going to cancel, equals 2. Divide both sides by 2. X squared is equal to 1, and if we square root both sides, we should get x equals plus or minus 1 for our solutions to this equation. And one thing you do want to make sure is that these solutions are in your domain. Like, remember, we check for extraneous solutions for some examples. Rational equations are ones we want to check. So think if I plug in 1 or -1 into any of these x's, is that going to give me a 0 in the denominator and make me divide by 0, which I can't do? It shouldn't happen, right? If I plug in 1 minus 3 or -1 minus 3, I'm not going to get 0. Same here and same here. So these check out. Those are, I got 2 solutions for this one, okay? Let's try one more. Just want to make sure you guys have a couple examples to go off of, and then we will be done. Let's try this one. Okay. Let's try 2 over x plus 2 minus 1 over x equals -4 over x times x plus 2. I want to solve this. All right. So again, figure out what we want to cancel by, or what we want to cancel in the denominator, I should say. And that is, first off, let's multiply through the equation by x plus 2 here. So we know we need an x plus 2. All right. We also need to cancel an x, so let's multiply through by an x. We're already canceling an x here, and we're already canceling an x plus 2 here, so we don't need to add anything from this term. So let's go ahead and multiply through. If I multiply this to here, the x plus 2's will cancel, and I'll be left with 2x. If I multiply this to here, the x's will cancel, and I'll be left with a minus. Really, 1 times this x plus 2 is just a x plus 2 equals, and these both terms are going to cancel when I multiply through, so I just have a -4. Right. Make sure you distribute this negative through, so this should be a 2x minus x minus 2 equals -4. Oops. Equals -4. This reduces to x minus 2 equals -4. Add the 2, x will equal -2. Now, is that going to have a solution? Because I get x equals -2. But remember, I want to check to see if I plug this in, is that going to make me divide by 0? So when I plug this in here, -2 plus 2, I get 0 in the denominator. So my one solution that I found is actually not going to work. So we should say no solution for this one, because the one I found is going to make me divide by 0. It's not in the domain. So that one has no solution. So 2 different examples we went over. Let me know if you guys have questions. I hope that was straightforward. Miss you guys. Hope you're doing well. Take care. Peace.